Okay, question 13, similar triangles, yeah? In here, you've got similar triangles. That angle corresponds to that angle. That angle corresponds to that angle there. So we can see now MN, for instance, that side there, will correspond to this side here, RQ. And that side LN will correspond to that side PR and so on, right? Now, they give us information here. They say LM is 3. Okay, LM. So LM is that side there, isn't it? LM. So I can call that 3 centimeters. They also say MN is 2.5. So what's MN? MN is there 2.5 centimeters. And PR. PR then is this side is 3.6 centimeters. And then PQ. Where's PQ? PQ is there, isn't it? PQ is that one there. 5.4 centimeters. Okay, so before we work out this stuff done here now, we want to work out these sides. What we need to do is to compare corresponding sides here and see if they have actually given us information about a pair. Straight away I can see it, look. I can see, look, they've given me that side which corresponds to that side. LM corresponds to side PQ, so we know what the scale factor is going to be. Okay, just compare those two sides. The scale factor then is obviously that divided by that, okay? Or it could be the other way around, okay? Okay, it depends which way you're going, okay? Right? It depends which way you're going. I'll discuss that now in a minute. But when you compare the two sides, you can get a fraction, 3 over 5.4, or the other way around, 5.4 over 3. Anyway, let's look at the question. RQ. RQ is that side, yeah? So RQ. Now, what side does RQ correspond to? Corresponds to that side, isn't it? Which is 2.5. So you do 2.5, then you want to multiply it by the scale factor. So you have to decide which one. It becomes easy if you think about this logically. To get RQ, what are we doing to this side here, 2.5? Are we making it bigger or smaller? To go from here to RQ, is it getting bigger or smaller? It's getting bigger, isn't it? RQ is bigger. So to make it bigger, I've got to multiply 2.5 by the biggest fraction here. And the biggest fraction is the one with the biggest number on the top. Okay, so you do that on your calculator. 2.5 times fraction 5.4 over 3. And it comes to be 9 over 2. Okay, on my calculator it was 4.5. Okay, 4.5 centimeters. Alright, LN then, the same for LN. Okay, LN is that side here. Now what does that correspond to? Well, LN of course corresponds to 3.6. Okay, now I've got to ask myself, with times in by scale factor, to go from here to here, is it going smaller or bigger? To go from here to here, I'm going smaller now. So if it's going smaller, I've got to times it by the smaller scale factor. So 3 over 5.4. Work that out. 3.6 times 3 over 5.4, and it comes to 2. Exactly 2 centimeters. Okay. Right, question 4, cumulative frequency. Now, with cumulative frequency, you add them up as you go along. So less than £100, we had nobody had less than £100. Less than £200, of course, there was 10. Okay, 10 from here. So but that's why we've got 10 there. Less than £300, what have we got? Less than £300 would include 10 and 22, wouldn't it? Okay, so less than £300 includes these people's wages here. Okay, 22 of them, plus then the ones earlier on. So we got 33. No, we got 32 there, haven't we? Okay, less than £400. Less than £400 would be all of these, wouldn't it? Less than £400 would include those, and those. So you've got to add 46 to this total. So you get 78. Okay. Less than £500 would be all of these people here. So you've got to add 54 now onto this total. So use your calculator. Okay, you get 132. Okay. Less than £600. Less than £600 is all of these. So you add 18 on, so you get 150. And then less than £700, then you've got to add that 10 on as well. So you get 160. Okay, and of course you end up with 160 workers, which is what we want. Use the graph paper opposite to draw a cumulative frequency diagram for the weekly wages of 160. So when it comes to drawing your cumulative frequency, okay, you've got to go from here basically. So see if I can fold this up a little bit so we can see the values at the same time. So we've got less than £100, 0. So if you go to £100 on here, and it's 0. So put a little dot there, a little X. Less than £200 is 10. So you go to £200, you go up to 10. Now this scale here, we've got 20 here, haven't we? Halve it, so 10's about going to be here, isn't it? 5 squares up. So we've got our cross there. Less than 300 is 32. Okay, so you've got your 30 there. So 32 is going to be the next one. Okay, so less than 300 is 32, which is there. 478. Okay, so you've got your 60 here. $60 there, 70 there. Okay, obviously in an exam the scale would be nicer on proper paper for you. So 78 is there, isn't it? Okay, so less than 400 is 78, which is there. Okay, it'll be much easier in the exam. Okay, less than 600, less than 500 is 132. So 132, 120 here, 140 is in the middle, so 130 is here, so 132 is here. Now it's so difficult for me to read this, so I'll make sure I do this properly. 500 is up here, 132 is there. Less than 600 is 150, so we know 150 is there. Less than 600 is 150, which is along that line. 150 is there. And then less than 700 is 160. Okay, so then, all you've got to do then with your cumulative frequency is to join those points. You join those points. Now, then, from here, then, we can work out what they're asking for. They're saying for the calculate the interquartile range. The interquartile range, don't forget, this is part C, isn't it? Interquartile range, you need a quarter and 3/4 of the data. So if this is 160, half of it is 80, a quarter is going to be 40. So it's there. So I read from there down. The lower quartile there I've got to be 310. Okay, so I can write that on here. Lower quartile is 310. Upper quartile then will be 3/4. So if the middle is 80, add 40 on then to get the upper one. Okay, so that works out to be 480. Okay, the upper quartile. Now to get the interquartile range, you just got to take the 2 away. 480 take away 310, which works out to be 170. Okay, now you might have a slightly different answer to me, because obviously your question was shrunk down. Okay, scale maybe wasn't so easy to see. Okay, I think in the exam the scale will be a bit nicer to this sort of question, but hopefully from this you've got the idea now of what interquartile range is and how to actually plot your cumulative frequency. Let's finish off with part D. It says estimate the number of workers with a weekly wage of more than 520. All you've got to do down here is go to 520, okay, which is down here. Draw a line up from 520 until it hits the cumulative frequency line. If we read across then, you can see we've got 134 there. Okay, so we've got 134 workers that actually earn less than 250 or 520, sorry. So the ones who earn more, of course, will just be 160 take away 134, so you end up with 26. Okay, and there's your answer.